Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level business English lesson, and today we're going to be talking about how to ask for and give feedback. Alright, so the definition of feedback is advice or information about how good or useful something or somebody's work is. So you've just finished a report and your boss gives you feedback. Which of the boss's feedback is the most useful and why? And you can feel free to write your answers in the comments. So Ulrika says, "Great job with the report. It was good. Well done." Tomohiro says, "I was happy with your report. You used some effective data and it was interesting to read. I noticed some spelling mistakes though, so next time perhaps ask someone to check it for you." And Ernie says, "I wasn't happy with your report. You need to do better next time." So which of these gave the most valuable feedback and why was it most useful? All right, now we've got some vocabulary words, so you can match the words to their definitions. You can pause the video, try this on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So information about something, that would be number 2, details. An idea or goal a company wants to achieve, that would be number 6, company vision. A question or series of questions used to get opinions from people, that's number 3, a survey. To say something negative about something is number 1, to criticize. Between different departments is number 4, interdepartmental. And to be able to communicate your opinion in order to help make decisions is number 5, have a say. Right, now you complete the sentences below with the words from the boxes, and you might need to change the form of the words. You can pause the video, try this on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. I think it is important that all employees can have a say in the decisions that a company makes. My company sends out a survey every month to get feedback from the employees. He always criticizes my work and never says anything positive. I enjoy going to interdepartmental meetings and hearing about what is happening across the company. During her presentation, the CEO explained the new company vision for the next year. And in order to plan a successful event, we need to know all the details. Right, we're going to listen to the start of a conversation between Gina and Charles, and then you can answer the questions. Doesn't want to play here. Okay, so I'll just read the transcript then. "Hi, Charles. Thanks for agreeing to meet with me. Hi, Gina. Of course, anytime. Have a seat. As you know, you completed a feedback survey a few weeks ago about the ways we could improve our company, and you submitted your name with your feedback. Thanks for doing that. No problem. I'm happy to share my opinion if it can help the company to improve." So why does Gina want to talk to Charles? She wants to talk to Charles about his answers on the company feedback survey. What do you think Charles is going to say? So that's just kind of your opinion. And what is the relationship between Gina and Charles? So they're colleagues. Gina works in HR and communicates with Charles when there is an issue in the workplace. Okay, now listen to the full conversation where your idea is correct, and you're going to mark the sentences true or false. Let's see if we can get this to play this time.
Hi, Charles. Thanks for agreeing to meet with me.
Hey, Gina. Of course. Anytime.
Have a seat. As you know, you completed a feedback survey a few weeks ago about the ways we could improve our company, and you submitted your name with your feedback. Thanks for doing that.
No problem. I'm happy to share my opinion if it can help the company to improve.
Well, we really appreciate it. So, let's get to it. I noticed that on your form you gave low scores on the teamwork here at Insight Analytics.
Yes.
Could you talk more about that?
Sure. I I feel like the different departments don't work well together. I don't know the people in the other departments very well. Sometimes it seems like they only want what is best for them, and we want what is best for us, and we don't share a common goal.
I can see why that is a problem.
Yeah, it's hard to work together when we need to.
What do you suggest that we do to improve?
I'm not sure if I know the answer, but I think it would be great to have more interdepartmental events where we can get to know one another. Maybe every few months we could have a happy.
That's not playing correctly. We'll read the rest of it. So he says maybe every few months we could have a happy hour or some type of training where we are encouraged to speak with colleagues that we don't know well. It's worth trying. That's not a bad idea. Is there anything else that you think we could do better? Well, yeah, I think that our management team can make sure that the employees are more involved in company decisions. If we had a say in the big picture decisions, we might feel more connected to the company vision and want to work together to achieve it. I hope you don't mind me taking notes. Not at all. All right, so true or false? Charles completed a survey about Insight Analytics. That's true. Charles thinks that teamwork is good at Insight Analytics. That's false. The different departments in the company work together well. That's false. Charles thinks it is important to know people in other departments. That's true. And Charles wants employees to be more involved in making decisions. That is also true. All right, we're going to listen to the end of the conversation again, hopefully, if the audio will work. And we'll try to fill in the expressions as we go along.
What do you suggest that we do to improve?
I'm not sure if I know the answer, but I think it would be great to have more interdepartmental events where we can get to know one another. Maybe every few months we could have a happy hour or some type of training where we are encouraged to speak with colleagues that we don't know well. It's worth trying.
That's not a bad idea. Is there anything else that you think that we could do better?
Well, yeah. I think that our management team can make sure that the employees are more involved in company decisions. If we had a say in the big picture decisions, we might feel more connected to the company vision and want to work together to achieve it.
I hope you don't mind me taking notes.
Not at all.
So Gina asked Charles for his feedback on working at Insight Analytics. So look at the other expressions that can be used. Now, is there anything that you think we could do better? What do you suggest that we do to improve teamwork? How can we improve our work environment? And what could we do differently in the future? Gina also asked Charles for specific recommendations. Look at the expressions below. Do you think we should arrange more staff events? What should we do to improve our teamwork? And do you recommend talking to the other staff? So remember that recommend is followed by a gerund, which is an ing verb that functions as a noun. Now, Charles gave Gina feedback and made some suggestions. And look at the expressions below. They use to and the infinitive. It's not a good idea to make meetings too long. I think it would be great to arrange a staff party. You might want to send a survey to all employees. Other expressions can also be used, and pay attention to the verb forms. If I were you, I'd send an email to the team. It's worth talking to people in other departments about this. I suggest arranging a team meeting next week. So practice using expressions. You can use the expressions below to provide feedback. If I were you, I would. And then it's worth, followed by a gerund, which is an ing verb. I would suggest, plus the gerund. It's not a good idea, to, plus a verb. I think it would be great to, and then a verb. And you might want to, plus a verb. And one tip is to start your feedback with a positive statement. So we have two situations, and you can choose one or both of these, and then give your feedback using the expressions in the comments, and hopefully we can generate some conversation. So situation one, your colleague asked you to edit his business proposal for a potential client. It is well written, but you think the proposal is too long, and the client is going to miss the most important information. So using these expressions, write some feedback for him in the comments. Situation two, your colleague asks you to listen to her presentation. She is planning to present in English for the first time at a conference next week. Her presentation has a lot of grammar and vocabulary mistakes. She needs to edit it, but you don't have time to help. So again, use the expressions and provide some feedback in the comments. Now reorder the sentences to complete the conversations. You can try this on your own and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, so number one, what do you suggest that we do to increase our sales? She says, I suggest updating our marketing materials. How can we improve our employees' well-being? Or I think it would be great to introduce a bonus system. So you're going to read an article about giving effective feedback, and before you read, feel free to answer the questions in the comments below. the questions below in the comments. So what is the purpose of giving feedback? What do you think effective feedback is and why? And what kind of feedback isn't effective and why? All right, so you can read the article and then match the headings to the correct section. You can pause the video, try this on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So feedback in the workplace is very important. When employees receive feedback, they learn how to improve and grow. Here are some tips about how to deliver effective feedback. So number one, start with the positive. It's a good idea to say something positive before you say anything negative. Instead of your sales numbers are falling, try, you are one of our top salespeople and your results are usually great. However, recently I noticed your numbers have decreased. Number two, be specific. The best feedback is direct with lots of details. This type of feedback helps employees know what they are doing well so that they can continue to do those things. Instead of you did great, try I like how you started your presentation with that chart. And number three, recommend a solution. It's not helpful to criticize something unless you explain how to improve it. Instead of, I think you could improve your presentation skills, try, you might want to sign up for the public speaking course at Rush University. I heard it's a great course. It might be worth trying, especially because you're going to give many more presentations. So now you can read the article again on your own and answer these questions. So according to the article, why is feedback in the workplace important? Well, it helps employees learn how to improve and grow. Why do you think it's important to start with something positive? If you focus only on the negative, I think it can be discouraging to employees. According to the article, why is specific feedback useful? Because it helps employees know what they are doing well so that they can continue to do those things. And do you agree with the advice given in the article? Why or why not? And you can answer that question in the comments. So Elisa is giving feedback to Jose about his time management. Put her feedback in the correct order and then answer this question. How effective is her feedback and could it be improved? So it would be, first would be C. I noticed that you have arrived very late to the last few meetings. This is a problem because it either delays everyone or we don't get to hear your thoughts. You're important to our team and I need you to be on time. And you might want to set extra calendar reminders before meetings. And so, again, you can give your opinion of this feedback in the comments. Do you think it's effective or could it be improved? Hugo is giving feedback to Lana about her presentations. How effective is his feedback going to be? And how could it be better? So consider the suggestions from the article and your own ideas. Remember to start with the positive, be specific, and recommend a solution. So I know that you're a good presenter, but recently I have felt like your presentations haven't been very well prepared. It seems like you are not spending enough time putting together the presentations. This might make our clients feel like we don't put our best effort into our work. I know that you can do better, so I recommend that you spend more time checking the grammar and the appearance of your slides. If you need help with editing, please let me know. So starting with a positive, he did. He said, I know that you're a good presenter, but be specific. It says, not very well prepared. He doesn't really get to the specifics until toward the end when he talks about the grammar. and the appearance of the slides, but he does give some specific reasons why to back up the suggestion that she's not well prepared. And his solution is to spend more time checking the grammar and asking for help with editing if she needs it. All right, now you're going to read the situation below, and in the comments you can generate some feedback for this person, remembering to start with a positive, being specific, recommending a solution, and then using these phrases to give the feedback. So the situation, Yago works in IT. He is a very talented computer expert and can always solve computer-related problems. He thinks IT is easy. He often shows a bad attitude and is rude when people ask for his help. His coworkers don't like asking for his help because he makes them feel bad, and he is friendly to coworkers when making small talk. So go ahead and in the comments write some feedback for Yago, and make sure that you check it against all of these points. And here is another one for additional practice. You can also do this one in the comments as well. Juliana works in R&D. She often misses deadlines and submits work late. She usually completes work to a high standard, and she works hard to produce good work. She always works alone and never asks for help. When she submits work late, it creates problems for other departments as they need her reports before they can complete their tasks. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, participate in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.